So hey guys, what's up? So I've been getting a lot of comments about, I had an After Effects tutorial that does chroma keying, green screen. Well, now our studio has blue screen. The background behind me right now is keyed in. I actually have the Blackmagic, the A10 Mini. So this background behind me is the same background that lovely young girl right there standing there has behind her. It's keyed out by the A10 Mini. But I'm going to show you how to do that in Final Cut Pro because I mean, I have to say, out of all the video editing DAWs that I use, Final Cut Pro is probably the easiest keying plug-in ever that I've ever used in any of the things. That's including Blackmagic, DaVinci, and also DaVinci Resolve and After Effects. If you've seen my other After Effects green screen tutorial, right now we have this painted blue because blue just doesn't leave that green halo. It's not so hard to get out, so I really like blue. You know, you need a lot more light to make it pop, but it's just so much easier than green. You don't get that green halo. When you're color correcting, you usually end up putting blue back in anyhow. So I have to say, since we've changed this to blue, it has made my life so much easier. But it's the same deal. If you're using green screen or you're using blue screen, it's the same exact deal. And Final Cut makes it so easy to do. So I'm going to show you a couple different tips and tricks to keying, but I'm going to show you really fast how you can key really fast, and then I'm going to show you how to really, you know, get in there and get it more in depth. Like in this shot right here, basically what we're going to do is, this is our background for our live. We do a live streaming thing since we're in the lockdown. I'm not so, YouTube says we're not supposed to say the word, but we're in the lockdown right now, the stay-at-home type thing. You know, we do a live stream show, and this is the background we use. But my wife Alicia is singing for this Vegas Hope for the City organization for Vegas. It's a charity thing, and so we're going to put that stage in. And the stage behind me, it keys out fine, but you know, we wanted to make it look a little better because it's actually going for a video that's going to go kind of nationwide, so we want to make it look a little better. So we're going to do that in Final Cut. But I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. Now actually what we're going to do is not only have her, but we're actually going to add me in like a zoot type of thing, kind of background dancing behind her in the stage that you see behind me right here, that's live keyed out. So anyhow, we're going to start it right now by you're in Final Cut. As you can see right here, if I need to remove myself from here, I'll remove my box if you can't see what I'm doing, but getting to the point. So I'll go up here to the clip. You know, import, all you do is just, if you don't know how to import, there's a bunch of tutorials there. After you have it, you just drag and drop in this area, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure you figured that part out if you're getting to where you want to know how to key. So anyhow, the easiest way to do it is just find your video. I actually have shot this video in 4K, so I want to make a 4K clip. Now, even if I go here to File and New and Project, you know, even if it'll probably come up to 1080p, but as soon as I drop the 4K in there, it'll ask me if I want to change it. But the easiest thing to do is, if you have a video that already has the specs that you're going to work at, you just, I don't want to show me on that, whoa. Anyhow, just right click on it and then just New Project. And then we'll call this, I'll just call this Alicia Sing. Sing like a, no, I'm joking. We'll call Alicia Sing. You can see it already put it at 4K, the exact same bit rate I was doing, which was 24 frames, which makes it 23.9.8, and it's ProRes, same thing I shot it in. Everything's exactly the same as the video. I just right click and clicked Project. So boom, click that, put that in there, get it up to where I think she's gonna start. All right, so take it right there to the end, and we'll hit B on our keyboard, which will bring up our blade. And we'll hit chop, and then we'll hit A, and it'll bring us back to our selector. Select that clip and hit delete. All right, now all we're going to do now, basically, is we're going to go over to our right side over here, and you have transitions. This will show transitions. We don't want transitions. We actually want effects. So we're going to show effects. Click on show effects. That's hide effects. We are going to click on show effects. Then the easy way to do it, if you just click on all videos and audio, and then go down here to the search bar and click in key. Just type in key, K-E-Y. You want just one that says keyer. Just grab it and drag it and drop it on there. It already pretty much keys it out. You know, it's like boom. There, it's almost pretty darn good. But let's make that great. So we're going to go over here and click on this middle box right here, where it looks like a white guy in black background. Click on that, and now you can see right here, everything in black is transparent, and everything in white is solid. But you can see that everything is kind of in gray, is semi-transparent and semi-solid. So what we first do is go over here. Now she's standing straight up, so I'm not going to need to go over to the edging tool, but the edging tool kind of works, kind of don't. That's if you're really close up. You can actually grab the edging tool and pull on the edges, and then I'll get rid of some of the green. But I'm not going to go into that because I don't have a close-up of talent. I just have a far away shot of talent. But you click on this one right here, this box with the little 4 little red dots. Grab that, and then just grab it and drag it where the blue was at. Right there. And then you can see it, all that white haze right around here kind of left a little bit. I'm going to drag another dot, another square dot, go over here and click again. I'm going to drag another one right here. Now you can see a lot more of that just went away. This floor right here is a different color blue. It's not really chroma key paint, it's Home Depot paint. So I'm not really going to mess with that because I can actually, I'm going to mask that out, and I'll show you how to do that. So anyhow, but right now it's looking pretty good, except for right here, this stage is going to be a little see-through. Okay, so if we go right here, right underneath a little white and black dude, till you see fill holes, and we're going to pull that in a little bit until all this white, the gray on the white, just turns white, like that. Now under the riser is going to be a little bit weird, but you know, you're not going to have that problem. It's just because the way the light's sitting under that riser. So now it all looks pretty good. Everything is solid white and everything is solid black except for this floor right here, which I'm going to mask out because it's not chroma key paint. All right, so now we're going to go back over to our blue and black guy, and we're going to click on him. That's going to bring Alicia back to full thing. Now you can see where my little squares are at. There. I have a very little bit of fill holes because this right here, what it did is it took all of the pixels in that box and it said, okay, I want everything that looks like that color blue, and I want everything that looks like this color blue, and it got rid of it. And then we just filled in the holes with this fill hole. But you can see I barely touched it. I mean, I have like 0.57 on that, which is nothing. So it's a pretty good key. So now if we go back over here to the other one with the little black dude with white dots, that's going to make it kind of like a PNG and take the background out. Boom. And so now what we're going to do is going to bring a background in there. And we want the background that you see over here on my background. That's down here. Here it is, and I'm going to grab this background, and it doesn't matter how much I'm going to drag it underneath my talent. That's what we're calling Alicia's talent. And then I'm going to pull that as long as the background. So boom, there we go. There's Alicia. And the background, that key looks good. Yeah, I don't see any holes in that cement. But you can see how the floor is kind of changing because it's not really keyed out. We're going to fix that in a second. Make sure she don't step over the line. You see a little bit of key problems down here, but we're going to fix that with color grading. You can go in there and really get, like if I went back in there, see right in here, I don't know if you can see it, but right in there it's still not totally keyed out. So if I went back over and pulled that here and grabbed this key tool, and let's just put another one there. Actually, now that might look even better. So now I have 4. I have one there. Kind of change this a little bit. Let's go ahead and bring that back. Boom. Okay, we're still good. That actually looks pretty good. Now I'll go back over. All right, actually that got rid of most of my floor here too. Well, no, it's back. All right, we're gonna mask that out though. I'll show you how to mask that out right now. So that key looks really good. But besides, we're gonna go ahead and color correct it. And I'm going to show you how to do that, which will really make it pop, stand out. All right, so right now we keyed all that out. Before you know what, go ahead and we'll mask this out right now. So let's mask that floor out. And you can do this if you need to mask out all this music equipment. You can do the same masking trick around all the music equipment. I want to keep it because I want it to be like our stage back here that we use for our live stream. So I am going to go over here in the same place. I'm going to click on all video and audio, and I'm going to type in mask. And it's going to call up, I want this draw mask right here, just because I like it. And I'm going to drag that over and drop it on there. And now I'm just going to click where I want that to be masked, right under her feet. I'm going to click again, boom, and draw over here. Click again. I'll show you how to pull that off there later. Right now it won't let me pull it off the video, so I'm just going to put it on the video until I have to get it drawn out. So there, we just masked her out. But we don't want her masked out, we want the floor masked out. So you just go down here, mask, and you click invert mask. And now she's back and the mask is gone. But you can still see a little bit of my floor here. But now I have dots. So now all I have to do is grab these little dots and pull them to where you want them to go. If it goes off of the frame, like mine, I want mine to go off of the frame. So now it's all masked out. Now that key looks really good. You can see right here, she still kind of goes a little bit, so I can actually click in this mask and add another marker, and then go up here and add another marker right here. Double click and then pull it up here, and now I'm not going to have that problem on the floor anymore. Now if I play that, just looks like a little weird lighting problem, but you can play around with that as much as you want. But it kind of gives you a quick idea how to do that. All right, so now let's add our little dancers behind her. So I have two guys back there, one guy doing the same dance. It's going to be me. So we're going to go up here and grab his video, which is me. I'm going to put a little dancer guy behind her. So I'm going to grab me, and I'm going to pull me down here. And the audio doesn't have to be perfect, matched up, but I'm going to line it up. And you can sync this audio too, but I could see it. It's the same exact audio, so I'm just going to sync it by hand, by eyesight, because I'm not really doing much, but just kind of dancing behind her. So if I see the audio here, oh, let me move my little guy. I'm going to get rid of my face. So if I see her audio here, like that, I'm going to take this over here and move me down to where the audio pretty much matches up. And boom, boom. Now how I made that, if you guys don't know, how I made my timeline wider is if you go over here and click on this little guy right here, you can make your timeline bigger or smaller, like they're smaller. I can get it really big and see the audio. You know, just kind of line the bumps up so they match if you know the audio is the same, which mine is. It's not wanting to totally move, but it's really close. I play that. Yeah, it's close enough. So now what I'm going to do is, so when I give this to the other guys who are actually editing this whole thing together, they can sync it up. I'm just going to have one audio going. So now I'm going to go over here and take my little man, and I am going to, first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to where Alicia is at, and I'm going to click on it, and I'll hit V on the keyboard for Victor, and hit V, and that'll mute her. That way I can just see my guys. So now I have him, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to type in, I already have my mask, draw mask lined up, so I'm going to actually, if you didn't, just go back over here, click on all videos and audio, type in mask, and I went to draw mask. I'll go to the draw mask, drop it on there, and now you can see here, click to add mask markers. So I'm just going to click on, I know that I don't move from that little stand, so I'm going to mask me out as close as possible so I don't got a lot of blue to actually get out of there. So I'm just going to draw a mask around myself. Okay, I just mask out. Now I only have this much blue to mask out. So now I'm going to go over here to the same place, click on audio and all video and audio, and I'm going to get rid of mask, and I'm going to type in key. Call up my keyer again, drag it over, drop it on myself. And you can see it did a pretty good job already of masking, but we're going to make it a little better. I'm going to go over and click on my little black and white guy. And you can see it's pretty good. My outline is still kind of a little messed up, so I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to go back over to the regular self, but I'm going to, just so I can see where the blue is from the black. Click on the little square box there, grab some blue, pull down, and let Final Cut know that this is all the blue colors I want. And then I'm going to grab another one, and I'm going to pull it down on this side. And I don't want to go over that box. I want to stay right in that box. Just grab as much blue color as I want. And just for giggles, I'm going to grab the top one because it's a little lighter blue. Boom. Now I'm going to go back over my little black and white guy. And see, that's a good key right there. My little guy right here is a little bit of, oh, I had blue on that stick. That's why it's going to be out. Not much I can do about that now. That was an afterthought, but I might just fill holes a little bit. Just because he's so far back, it doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to click on Final, which is the black guy with the little grayed out dots. That's me. Now I'm going to do is go back over here, and I'm going to, I'm actually going to grab myself, and I'm going to pull it under Alicia, because I want him to be behind her. But because I just did that, I need to check my audio again. So I'll go down here and bring my audio up so I can see it, and then make my timeline wider so I can make sure it's still close to lined up, because all I'm doing is dancing. And I'll tell you a quick trick. If you're in your timeline, you're too far out, if you hold down the shift button on your keyboard and then roll your mouse, it'll actually roll down the timeline for you instead of having to go down here and grab this, you know. But I can just, and then roll either way. So shift and roll your mouse if you're using a mouse. So right here I can see my audio got messed up again when I moved it to the bottom, so I want to get that line back up. So I'll make my timeline bigger, get the audio to line up. I want to make sure that I lower my audio again, so you can either reach over here and scroll down to see audio and just click on it and drag it off, or you can click on the clip, go up here and click on audio, and then just make sure that this is on 0. Then I'll turn that off. All right, so now I'm going to click on Alicia's clip, which is the one I have muted out, and I'm going to click V and bring her in. I'm underneath her, so I'll click on the bottom clip. That's where I'm at. And I can either go over here to my little video thing and hit transform, and then move this. I can move him over there, you know. So I want one of them on each side of her. So I can move like one there. And then I'm going to duplicate this clip. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my timeline a little bigger. And then I'm going to go over here and start put it right at the edge so I can line it up. And then I'm going to hold Option on a Mac keyboard and click on it, and then just drag underneath. And basically it's going to make a duplicate of that clip. And so now, like I said, you can either go to here to transform, or click on the second clip that I want to move, and then go over here and transform, and you can see there's 2 of me. Or you can go over here and grab this and click on this button right here and click on transform, and then I can just grab me and move me over. So now there are 2 of me dancing, but I don't want to do it that way. I actually just want to go over here and do it here, because I don't want to, if you drag it over, you might move him up, and I don't want to move him up. I just want to move him sideways. So I'm going to grab it over here and do it by the numbers. So there, it's about even. So now it'll look like this. All right, now I'm doing this in 4K, so my my rendering's a little slow. But you know, I don't want them to be exactly on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I am going to go right to the end and I'm going to go back 1 frame. So I'm just going to hit the arrow back key, 1 frame. And I'm going to take the bottom and I'm going to move it up there. So that way when they're dancing, they're a little bit off. Okay, so we did, after we move that frame over, actually I'm going to move that 1 frame over just 1 more. Just because there's this one a little more off, I think. All right, yeah, so I think 2 frames off will be better. So I'm going to try that 2 frames off. Just, yeah, I like that better. All right, so now what I want to do is, you know, I want to make these guys darker because in the background they're too light right now. So I'm going to grab the 2 guys, so this bottom, the middle clip, and I'm going to hold Shift and get the bottom clip, and then I'm going to right click and I am going to make a new compound clip from those 2 guys. And I'm going to call this Vic Dude. And you'll need to call that Vic Dude to make this next part work. No, that's a joke. Just call whatever you want. Anyhow, so now, don't call me dude. Don't call me dude. Now I got those 2 because I'm going to color grade this, but I want these guys to be darker. You know, right now they're too light. So now I'm going to go over here to my color grade, and I'm not going to use this one. If you go up here to this little pull down where it says no correction, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click on color wheel. That'll bring up my color wheel. Now I can bring the master all the way down. Just a little bit, make them look like they're a little more in the background. Bring those mid-tones down a little bit. And maybe just bring the highlights down just a hair. So it looks like the spotlight's more on her on the front. There you go. Now, I think that looks pretty good. All right, so now I got them, they look like they're in the background. So now I'm going to go over here, and Final Cut does not come with adjustment layers. But if you Google adjustment layers for Final Cut, you'll find a bunch of places that'll give you adjustment layers that are free. Otherwise, you can just color grade the top clip, or each clip, and you'll be fine. But adjustment layers are so much easier. If I can find one, I'll put either a tutorial or a place to get adjustment layers. But doing color grading is so much easier with adjustment layers in Final Cut. It's not even funny. But this tutorial is not going to show you how to make those. So I'll put links in the description for adjustment layers if I can find them. So I'm just going to grab an adjustment layer and bring it down here. And I'm going to pull that over. I just want to make sure my adjustment layer is 4K. So yeah, I can see my adjustment layer is all the way set around the top. So I'm going to bring that down. I want that adjustment layer to be all the way the whole length. And what adjustment layer is, if you don't know, is it is basically a invisible layer that I can add all my color grading onto, and it'll color grade everything. It'll color grade my background, which is the stage that I made, and I'll color grade my 2 guys that I have a compound clip made, and I'll color grade Alicia all at the same time. So we can all have the same color grading. All right, so now I'm just going to do a rough color grading right now. I'm going to go here, and I can also go here on Final Cut and hit balance color, and it usually does a pretty good job. But right now it made us too white, so I don't want that. I like the yellow kind of color on us. So I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. So I go to here to View and pull up my scopes. All right, so go to this little box right here. And I'm going to go down and click and make sure my waveform is selected. I'm going to hit RGB, the first one. It's going to give you little colors like this. So you can see I have tons of red, tons of blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here in my little color box. And I'm going to go back over to my color wheel. And I am going to bring down, I'm just going to bring down my mid-tones because I'm kind of hitting that top a little You want to have this like these right at 100 and the bottom like right at 0. I'm a little over it, but I'm not going to worry about it too much because this is for an online video. So that looks pretty decent, but I do want to crush my blacks. So I'm going to grab my shadow, even though I'm going to go lower than that. I just like my blacks crushed because it makes the stage look cooler, and I'm not crushing her out too much. And maybe just, I think the highlights are going to be fine. I bring it back just so they hit 100. I'm going to go over here, and I need to bring my blues up a little more. So I'm going to go over here and pull down the color wheel, and I'm going to call up my curves. And then I'm going to go down to my blues here at curves. I'm going to boost them up just a little bit higher. Get them to kind of match. And I might just bring down my reds just a hair. Now, they're just peaking. I'm going to grab the middle of the reds and just bring them down. And let's pull this over so I can get a better idea of what. I think that's looking pretty good. Let me highlights down just a little bit more, and maybe the midtones down just a little more. Yeah, that looks good enough. All right. But you can see I'm a little more gray than she is, so I'm actually going to go over here with, I still have my two guys here. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab a color wheel, and I am going to scroll down to tint, and I'm going to warm him up. Give him a little bit of now temperature. Bring the temperature up. Give him some skin color back. Maybe right about there. Looks a little better. Bring that red out of him. No, maybe some green. Give him a little bit of red. Not too bad. Now we go back over to color wheel. Let me click on this drop down. I'm actually going to go over here to color board, which is the original one that was called up. You can go to saturation. I'm just going to bring up the saturation a little bit on him. There, gave him some skin color back because he was looking a little gray because of the key. All right, so there, that's my basic color grade. It's good. You know, if you want to do a little more tips and tricks, you can actually add a vignette around there, which is nice. So if you go down here to key, click on all videos and audio, and just type in vignette. Just VIG, and you can see vignette. You know, you can go over here and grab that and drop it. Yeah, see, mine's too dark for that kind of thing, but you know, you can go over here and mess with it. If I click on my effects right here, I can scroll down to where is my vignette? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. I click on my color grade, go to vignette, and I can play around with it, you know, and bring out the vignette, you know, but I don't want a vignette on this one, but it's definitely a cool effect if you want to do that, especially if you're outside. But for me, I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to give it to the guys who are giving this to like this because they want to be able to play around with it. That's why I did it in 4K. They want to be able to crop it and that kind of stuff. And yeah, that is it on keying. Hope that helped you guys out. Please, if it did, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. And if you have other tutorials you want, you know, make sure you give me a call and in the comment box, you know, and also go over and check out my band's channel, which you can see this live show go on, which is youtube.com/FOJCTV, just FOJCTV, and every other Tuesday, sometimes every third Tuesday, depends. We do a live, like hour-and-a-half live streaming show on this stage with like 3 camera shoots, and it's pretty cool. So anyhow, once in a while you'll see me playing all 3 instruments, and we shot that part earlier, and then we jump on there and key out the background like this and play all the songs live. All right, and we're at home, just the 2 of us. Sometimes we have another guy come over and run the switcher for us, but it's a pretty cool show, so make sure you check it out. All right, we'll see you guys later.
From Television City in Las Vegas, it's fans of Jimmy Century's Fatale Original Variety Hour.
Hey
guys, it's Victor.
And it's Alicia from Fans of Jimmy Century. Can you guys do us a mondo favor and go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/FOJCTV. We'll tell you why later. Later!